Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be carrying on with the alphabet build challenge, and essentially what that is, we go through the alphabet and we are building community lots based on that certain letter. We've already done A, which we did an antique store. If you didn't catch that video, I'll leave a link in the description below, but we have also got a playlist dedicated for alphabet build challenges. There's not many videos because we're only on letter B. And speaking of which, we're going to be doing a bank today, which I'm mega excited about. Obviously this build won't be functional, it's more for role play and kind of aesthetic, but there could be a mod or something that could end up making it functional. I haven't actually looked because personally for my game I just kind of want it for role play. Maybe the Sim's going to get a mortgage, or maybe they need a loan. If you do enjoy today's video, please give it a massive like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. So I was kind of looking at some particular buildings and kind of just getting a little bit of inspiration for a bank, just because I wasn't too sure on the kind of style to go for, and I didn't know whether to go more of a modern or more of a traditional kind of look. So I kind of blended the two together, and I decided to actually do it next to the antique store just because I know the bank isn't going to be functional, so I kind of thought it made sense to kind of go next to something that is, just that I'm not kind of using up a lot with kind of nothing. But obviously when I upload it to the gallery I will upload them separately. And yeah, I think the entrance bit for me I really liked, because it was kind of a whim. I did it kind of on a whim and I didn't really know what I was doing, so the fact that it kind of came out quite well I quite like. It looks very grand and it kind of has that kind of old style, but then obviously also has this kind of twist on a new style as well. You'll see that I move the floor plan around a little bit just because I didn't really know kind of how I wanted the layout to look. I know that I wanted there to kind of be like a reception area. I don't know what they're called. Obviously where you go and speak to someone and deposit your money. But I also wanted this kind of big corporate meeting room with all the glass doors and windows, and obviously you can see that I'm putting in the little rooms where you can talk to like a mortgage advisor, or not necessarily just a mortgage advisor, kind of anyone, and it's just a little bit more private. And then this is kind of where I was kind of looking at kind of the entrance area. I chose this wallpaper because a lot of corporate companies tend to have kind of one wall as a certain kind of style, and I wanted my bank to kind of be like a red kind of themed bank. So a lot of the furniture is tailored towards kind of the red and black theme, which I actually really like, and I think it looks very corporate business esque. This is the kind of like little desk area, and I actually really love the way this comes out at the end. Again, this whole thing was just a whim. I was just testing things to see if it would work, and obviously it's not functional, so it didn't really matter too much if it did work. I also wanted this little waiting area, so I used this kind of red design, and I thought this was very bank energy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just got the patterns, and I would expect to kind of see these seats in like a hotel or like a bank or something. And then I obviously wanted this little kind of like coffee area where you can kind of go and help yourself to a bit of a coffee while you're waiting, as a lot of people know waiting sometimes can take a long time. So I kind of wanted there to be like a little bit of like a drinks area. So yeah, I cluttered up the reception area. I think it came out really well. These were kind of like the business cards. And then I kind of wanted to kind of tell a story with the kind of amount of clutter that was maybe on the desk, who kind of did what jobs and that kind of thing. This was the kind of grand meeting room. I think I might have decorated some of the room potentially without filming, so you might see a little bit missing, but I'm really sorry. I wanted to include these little blinds as well in this room just to make it a little bit more private, so then you can kind of pretend that, you know, the blinds go down when someone's talking in there. And I basically made them pretty much identical. I put like a desk and a couple of chairs and a little kind of like filing cabinet, and just made them kind of identical. And yeah, and then over in this section I really didn't know what I was going to do with it at first. But then I decided to kind of make a kind of makeshift ATM cash machine. So yeah, I quite liked that. And yeah, I had this table where you can maybe like write checks and things. So yeah, I really liked that as well. Obviously you got to make sure you put the fire escapes in. And then this is kind of the corporate kind of meeting room. I wanted to put like a little private bathroom in there, obviously for when they're doing their very long meetings that could take quite a while. And there's also like a little makeshift kitchen area as well, which I really liked. I thought it looked very corporate and grand. And then obviously you need to get your CCTV in check if you're in a bank. So I put all these CCTV cameras up everywhere. So wherever you are, you will probably be on film. Everyone knows it gets hot in a bank, so I put all of these little fans everywhere. And then I just clutter up with like documents and little pie charts and pictures and just all little cluttery bits to kind of bring the build kind of a bit more to life and show a little bit more realism. This is the bit where I got a little bit stuck because I knew that I wanted a kind of a bank vault kind of area, and I didn't actually leave enough space to do it. So I was originally going to do it underground. But then I forgot that I actually had another floor, so I used that and kind of changed the layout ever so slightly. So I made this area more like a little stairwell, and then I created the kind of bank vault upstairs. I also wanted to include some toilets as well, so I did those upstairs as well. You'll probably see the floor plan might shift a little bit just because I literally had no idea how to do it, because it was not an awkward shape, but I wanted to fit so much in. So obviously this is where I wanted the vault. So we've got lots of little safes where you can kind of deposit the money, and I kind of had this thought of maybe it's all metal so you can't break in. Everything that's valuable goes into this safe, and then I kind of wanted to make like a little security guard kind of room where maybe they sit there on watch all the time and are always there 24/7, and you only have access to the vault if you are approved. So I kind of wanted to tell the story that this person just kind of sits here, and yeah, so it's very high security. And then I obviously moved on to the toilets. I can't tell you the amount of time I spent up here playing around with the floor plan and changing it. I had 4 hours of footage to go through, and I think 2 hours of it was this. So yeah, believe it or not, I literally had no idea how to kind of do a floor plan for the bathroom area. But I decided to go for this kind of layout, and then I kind of had like a little seating area as you kind of walk upstairs, and I kind of wanted to add like a little bookcase and just some little chairs and mirrors and things. I'm not sure why you would be waiting outside the bathroom, but you know, hey ho. But then this is the final look at the bank, and I think it looks really grand and very bank-like. I look at it and I think that's a bank. So I'm really happy and proud of how this has actually come out. And if we go through our beautiful grand doors, we will see the lovely waiting room to the right, and I think that looks really good with all the magazines, and our little cash point ATM section over there as well. Our little receptionist area over here as well. I love all the clutter and everything, and our little private rooms. Again, I really like the way they've come out as well. And then obviously our little corporate little meeting room with all of our little Sims there, obviously having their little conference. And yeah, I just think I really like the way it looks. Very corporate, very business, very bank, and I like that so much. If we have a little look upstairs, we will go into our little seating kind of waiting area with our little books. And then if we go over to the bathroom, we can see this is just a normal standard bathroom. And then we have to go through the high security doors and yes, speak to the security guard. He will grant us access into the vault where all of the money and valuables are kept. And yeah, I just love the way this looks as well. Probably will put a bit more in here, but yeah. And you can see all of the little accessories for the person who is on the security desk. But yeah, I think this does add a little bit more realism to the game, and definitely I'm gonna have fun playing in the little bank and kind of mapping out stories. Maybe there's a robbery, or maybe my sim is just moving out and needs a mortgage. I'm very excited to kind of tell stories with it. So yeah, let me know what you thought, and if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a massive like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Also leave me suggestions with maybe some other lots that you'd like to see with the remaining letters of the alphabet, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!